guys, I'm Nicole and welcome to my home. I hope you are doing well. We have been doing really good around here. I'm just really trying to enjoy life and everything that's going on. It was just the 4th of July, as you can see by my shirt, and we had a really good time. It had been, I don't know, several years since we really had celebrated the 4th of July, but this year we decided to go to a local fireworks display with the kids and they really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. And then on the actual 4th, we did a cookout and just bought some like water toys for the kids to play with, and they had a really good time, and it was really nice. I'm glad that we did it. We were just trying to settle into our summer, but to be honest, as a homeschool mom, it's like, oh my goodness, guys, the next school year is right around the corner. I can hardly believe it. I still have a good bit of planning to do, and I keep putting it off. I know, it's just, I need to do it. I just need to do it, guys. So hopefully, like, I don't know, within the next week or two, I'll really buckle down and try to get that planning done, because a lot of times we try to start usually the very beginning of August. There's even been years I've started in July, but I don't think I'm going to do that this year. I think we're going to stick to August and just try to enjoy a little bit more free time before we start back with all of our school things. I've been working hard on my Etsy store. Goodness, I started my Etsy store back in 2008, and for a while it was like a definite full-time thing, and then I totally stopped it here and there. There's been years where I haven't really made anything at all, but I don't know, I guess it was like May or so. It had been since last year. Last year I was like trying to sell some things, but I didn't all the first half of the year. But in May I thought, I kind of missed doing it. And I think this summer I might try to spend some time and effort to try to rejuvenate it, get it going again. So I've been doing that and making a few things here and there, and it's been really, really fun. And that's something, I'm trying to kind of concentrate on this summer before we switch gears totally back to school time, because at that point I won't really be able to spend as much time on it, which is fine. And I'm, totally fine with that. I love being a homeschool mom. I love teaching my kids from home. And so anyway, it's a great thing. But so I know I'll be stopping that pretty soon, or at least just, thinking about ways to promote it and ways to new products to make. I'll kind of be slowing down on that front, probably in a month or so. But for now, I've been doing that. And yeah, we've just been enjoying all the fun summer things. My garden's doing great. Overall, there's a few things that are struggling, but overall it's doing great. And I've been trying to share some garden tours with you guys, so I'm sure you guys can see those in my playlists. I have like a homesteading playlist. I'm not really a homesteader. I mean, I wish I was. I'm kind of like a wannabe homesteader. We do have 5 acres, but I'm very new at everything, and we definitely are not self-sufficient, but I do really enjoy gardening, and we have some goats and chickens right now, and so we're kind of dabbling in it, but we're not like full-on full-time homesteaders. But it's something we really enjoy and the kids enjoy, and they've been doing a lot of that this summer, which has been really, really good. I need to really do some organization before the school year starts. Right now I'm looking at my room, and there's a big pile of boxes right here that you guys cannot see, full of things that I need to go through and organize. And I also have some clothes over here on this side that I need to organize, but I went ahead and I bought a new plastic tote over the weekend for those clothes, and so they've been sitting there for probably a couple of months, but I went ahead and I wrote it down and I remembered, and I got that plastic tote, so I'm excited about that. And I just need to do a little bit of straightening around here. I probably need to go into my kids' rooms and do a little bit of straightening as well, and just get some stuff out. Like, for example, Moses, he's outgrown so many of his things. He's growing so fast. He is 3 years old now, and there's a lot of things that I just need to put away, and then it'll just make everything much more neat and more organized. And I mean, that's always a really good thing. I won't have to dig through stuff that's just not even gonna work for him because he's too big, to find the stuff that will work. But anyhow, I wanted to talk to you guys for just a minute about creating a peaceful home and how important that is. I've been reading a book that's been encouraging to me. I don't want to totally share about it yet. I might one day, like when I'm done with the book, but part of it talks about how having a peaceful home is like the most important thing that we can do for our families as a wife and a mom. And the way it explained it, just really encouraged me. And our home is not always very peaceful. We have a large family, and so we have lots of noise, a lot of stuff going on. But I don't think that's necessarily what the author was getting at. I think you can be at peace while there's still like a lot of activity going on. But you can't really be at peace if, there's lots of arguing or strife in your family, especially between a husband and wife. I think it's really, really important for that husband and wife relationship to be, one of peace as much as possible. And, goodness, it's hard. I don't want to say, when I'm talking here, I'm talking to wives because I'm a wife. And I know sometimes when people talk this way, their first response is like, well, what about the husband? What about his responsibility? And yes, husbands have a huge responsibility in this too. But I think it is important that we think about like our role, because we can only change ourselves as much as we'd like to maybe change our husbands. Sometimes we can't do that. Only I think people have to make the choices within themselves with God's help to change. And I think that we can make choices in our own decisions and the way we interact with our husbands that could possibly help them. But, we can't just go into our relationship just thinking we're going to change our husbands just to be whoever we want them to be, because that's not the way it works. So it's really important that we focus on our own selves and like what we can do to help the situation. But I think the very first thing that we need to consider, like when we're thinking about having a peaceful home, is just the peace within ourselves. Because if we do not have like a peaceful thought life, if we are worried all the time, it's going to really be hard to have, a peaceful home. We might be likely to be more snappy, or we're not, or if we're really distracted with other stuff that's not really, I don't know, doesn't have much to do with their homes and families, then, we're not going to be able to really cultivate that atmosphere of peace. And so I think it's really important that we just realize this all starts in our own minds. And, there's different ways for us to try to like get our thoughts where they need to be. I mean, we can pray. We can, just spend time every day thinking about our blessings. I would actually like to start a gratitude journal. My mother-in-law got this for me for Mother's Day. It's just a really pretty journal, and it says "so very blessed," and I think that's perfect for a gratitude journal. And so I think what I'm going to try to do is start actually like every single day write down as many blessings as I can think of that I come across each day, because there's just so many things that we just take for granted. I mean, even just breathing in and out, our heart beating, being able to have stuff like this. I mean, pretty books, our food, our clothing, just all of that stuff. And if we realize that all that stuff, comes from God, and we've been given all these blessings, I know that for me that helps me to feel just a peacefulness, because I just trust that I will be taken care of no matter what comes in this world, and that even the bad things that happen to us at times, I think a lot of times those things are meant to strengthen us in some way, to help us to become better people. And, if we look at those things as that, instead of letting them really like bog us down and worry us so much, I really think that we will be able to create a much more peaceful atmosphere for our house. I know for a couple of months I've been having a really hard time with a personal situation. It doesn't have to do anything with my husband or my children at home, but it's just something that's really been weighing really, really heavily on me, and it's totally stolen my peace. And I've needed to get it back, and I needed to get it back for me, but I also need to get it back for everybody else in my household, because I think having that that foundation of peace is something that our kids will remember. I mean, whenever we need it, my husband needs it, I need it. When you go out into the world, most of the times it's not very peaceful. But if once we're back at home, if we have an atmosphere where we all respect each other, we love each other, we can have fun, we can be loud, we can play games, we can do all of those things. But inside of us, there's a peace that radiates. I mean, that is really, really important. And as moms and wives, we kind of set the tone a lot of the time. And so even if there is like some unpeaceful things going on in our house, if we remain peaceful, then that goes a long way. And it's just something that I'm still trying to cultivate and learn about. I mean, I'm 42, so I've been a mom for 23 years now. So it's amazing to me. The older I get, the more I realize, like, the less I know. It's so funny because when I was younger, I thought I knew a whole lot, especially in my 20s, even in my early 30s. I really thought I knew a whole lot. And the older I get, the more I realize I don't. And so often it's our experiences in life that really teach us things that we need to know. Also just getting wisdom from older people or from the scriptures possibly is really important because, I don't know, I have learned it is much better to just go ahead and learn those lessons through, a wise person or, like I said, through the scriptures instead of like learning it the hard way. I learned a lot of things the hard way when I was younger, but now I just I try to not do that, and I just want to try to heed wise counsel and do things more easy. I want to be a little more easy on myself. I don't want, I don't want unnecessary hardships upon myself because I'm being foolish. So anyhow, but I just thought that was an interesting point just to think about. How peace is very important, how it starts within ourselves, and of course, there's like so many like actionable steps we can take to help our home become more peaceful. But I think like the very, very first thing that we need to do is to cultivate like our own inner peace and our own contentment and all of that, because then we can move on and try to teach our family and like implement different strategies in our home to hopefully help with that. So anyway, I guess I just wanted to talk with you guys about that today for a few minutes. I hope you guys are doing really great. And, I hope maybe I'll talk about this a little bit more this month, maybe here and there about a few other things that, can be done, possibly in our homes to bring more of an atmosphere of peace to them. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk with you soon.